At 6 o'clock, more than 400 charges filed against employees at a local car dealership that's been the subject of a WBTV investigation for months.
The North Carolina DMV announced today they brought more than 400 charges against current and former employees at Nissan of Shelby. Investigative reporter David Hodges first began asking questions about the dealership's practice of selling salvaged cars without disclosure earlier this year.
And he's on your side now with more details on today's charges and what it means for people who bought cars there. David.
Yeah, this is a massive criminal case brought against the people who were working at the dealership while we were investigating it. A dozen people were charged. After our original investigation aired, we started hearing from customers who had questions about similar issues. People who weren't told about salvage titles on cars they bought or had to fill out loan paperwork and title documents again and again.
And don't be afraid to talk about it.
Lucinda Ross says she wishes she was surprised when I told her about the new charges filed against employees at Nissan of Shelby by the DMV's License and Theft Bureau.
I didn't know all this was going on. So I'm doing this so other people won't have to go through what I went through.
Ross traded in her car and bought another at Nissan of Shelby. But these text messages show problems with the loan for her new car. She also needed to come back to the dealership 6 months later to sign away the title on the car she traded in.
6 months after you traded it in?
6 months.
Did that
Yes.
make any sense to you?
It did not, and I questioned that as well. But I never got any straight answers.
That issue is front and center in the charges announced by the NCDMV Tuesday. Of the more than 400 charges, 136 counts were for failing to deliver car titles. When I started digging into Nissan of Shelby earlier this year, I found a dozen cars the dealership either bought or sold at insurance salvage auctions, with several of them ending up for sale on their lot. A complaint filed with the Attorney General's office by a customer said pre-existing damage wasn't disclosed when he purchased a car there. NCDMV filed 32 charges for failing to disclose damage to customers and another 110 counts against the dealership's former general manager, Sam Kazran, for failing to inspect vehicles before offering them for sale. Today, I interviewed the chief operating officer for the dealership's parent company and asked about the newly announced charges. He distanced himself from Kazran and denied the dealership did anything wrong.
I can tell you that we've gone through all of the records along with DMV, and we have signatures in every one of the documents where it has been disclosed when it was a flood vehicle or any type of vehicle. It was signed by the customer.
Did Nissan of Shelby do anything wrong?
I don't think Nissan of Shelby did anything wrong.
Ross says she wants more answers and wonders if she's paying too much for her car.
I just want to say if there's anybody that bought cars from Shelby Nissan to reach out to you or reach out to DMV just to question it and look at your loan documents.
NCDMV customers can contact the DMV License and Theft Bureau by calling their license and theft portal. That's online. We'll have a link to that on our website. Excuse me there really quick. Also, I just got off the phone with former general manager Sam Kazran. He no longer works at Nissan of Shelby, but he did tell me over the phone today he still works for the company that owns the dealership and works at others in South Carolina and the Georgia region. He told me he needs more information and more time to review the charges filed against him, which again is 110 counts of failing to inspect a vehicle. He told me, quote, "I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know why these charges are against me. That's not part of my job. I don't do that." We're going to keep digging into this and getting more details. And again, our website is where you can get more answers. Jamie?
Impactful reporting again from our David Hodges. David, thank you.